Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to NFL Bold Predictions. Today we have the NFC North, starting off with the Packers. So my bold prediction for the Packers is that they will combine for the most touchdowns from running backs in the entire NFL. And my reasoning behind this is not only their stardom at the starting position of Aaron Jones, but also just their depth. Aaron Jones had a lot of touchdowns last year. He really showed that. And I think with the addition of A.J. Dillon, who can really be a goal line back at the very least, he'll have a few touchdowns. I think out of Boston College. Jamal Williams, I think he's probably the best receiving threat out of the Packer backfield, and he had some good touchdowns last year. And then Tyler Ervin, he's a speedster. Right now he's on their kickoff and punt returns, and he may be good for a few touchdowns. So that's my reasoning behind it. I think that they have a really strong running back core. That's my bold prediction for the Packers. Moving on to the Vikings, my bold prediction is that Dalvin Cook has the most rushing yards in the NFL. So I think it's his backfield. Nobody's going to compete with him for carries, really. Maybe Alexander Madison, but I don't think he's going to get very many. I think as long as he stays healthy, he'll be the focal point of the offense. I think they'll lean a lot more on the run than they have in years past. And I think he really is talented enough to get the most rushing yards in the NFL. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that happens. Moving on, the Chicago Bears. My bold prediction, some might say it's not even bold, is that Nick Foles starts more games than Mitchell Trubisky this year. Trubisky has obviously struggled. I think big Nick will step up and have that veteran presence and end up taking over the starting job and really put in Trubisky and the Bears' relationship on a slippery slope. And lastly, the Lions. My bold prediction is that the Lions will have 3 players with 750-plus receiving yards. So you're probably thinking, receivers, Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay. That's not that bold, right? And I agree. I think those two are very talented 2 wide receivers that are, always good for solid years. Kenny Galladay's on his way up. Marvin Jones has been there for a while. I think he'll improve this year too. But I also think T.J. Hawkinson. He's a young guy, I believe second year out of Iowa. He's a tight end, got taken in the first round last year. And I think he's going to have a bit of a coming out party. I think Matthew Stafford his history with tight ends, there hasn't been that much success. But I think that might change with T.J. Hawkinson because of his talent. His range. He's a big, strong guy who's, it's the classic. He's fast enough so that linebackers aren't a great matchup, but he's physical enough so that safeties aren't a great matchup. So he's a good mismatch, specifically in the red zone. But I think that definitely could happen this year for the Lions. So anyways, that's it for the NFC North. We got NFC West coming up. Probably upload later today. Other than that, Week 9 predictions might come out today. We'll see. But anyways, we'll see you later. Thanks for the support.